Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amahle if you're new to the channel, and if you are a returning subscriber, child, welcome back. And when last ever I did a sit down, it's been a while, right? And I hate myself for that because, like, why not? It's been a while, it's been a minute, but we are back. And yeah, if you haven't followed my Instagram, please go ahead, follow my Instagram. The handle will be right here. And follow my TikTok as well, please. And yeah, so anyways, I'm not sure what the topic of this what the title of this video is, but I'm sure it's somewhere along the lines mental awareness, mental illness, whatever, I don't know. But I decided to do this topic because as youth, we face basically almost around the same issues, and especially the channel is mostly watched by students and people around my age. So we go, like, we have basically not the same problems, but we have similar problems, and we all deal with them in different ways that are often not the right solutions. But I'm not saying this is the right solution that I'm giving you today. I'm not even saying that I'm gonna give you a solution. I'm just saying that it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling, and it's normal. Let's embrace it instead of holding it inside, and let's, support each other. Just give a smile so you can get a smile back in return. You never know what that smile's gonna do for the next person. And yeah, I've always been an advocate for mental awareness, and mental awareness. Not to say that even when I didn't know actually what it was called, but as long as it protects my peace and just protect my peace basically. As long as it protects my peace and everything like that, I am for it. Until I knew, okay, this is what it was called, and then we moved on from that. Like, going back to high school, I didn't have any triggering thoughts or whatever. Like, home was and still is a very safe space for me. Hence, like, when everything goes wrong, I go home. When everything, like, I just want home, because that's the sort of vibes that I've received from childhood until now. But anyways, so like, I'm gonna be talking how I actually started to as I don't know how to put it, but I wouldn't even say, I'm still not sure if I was depressed, but all the symptoms of depression, I take them at that particular time, and I was not happy about that. I didn't even realize I was going through that at that particular time. I didn't realize how it was affecting me. It was just a deep space that I never want to go back to. And if you are watching this video and you're in that space, or you're approaching that space, I just pray that you get out immediately, because depression is no child's play, and it's not a nice feeling. 1 minute you can literally be the happiest person on earth, and the next minute you are literally in your bed crying out and thinking, this life is not worth it. But anyways, last year, which was the year I entered varsity, during my first year, I accepted the offer from UWC. And here's the thing, I wanted to change immediately after getting into university, into something else, which I thought it would be easy. And then when I fast forward, when I called and asked can I change that, this was even before we chose our modules for that year. I asked, can I please change my modules, my course, because I'm not happy with the course that I'm doing. And I knew that I qualified for the course that I wanted to change to, and everything fit perfectly into me changing to that course. And if I had changed to that course, I know I would experience worse than I did experience. So I'm glad that I did not change. You'll hear why. But anyway, so at that particular time, I got into, when I was at home, I tried to change, and they told me no, I can't change because why? I don't know, they gave me some lame excuse. Till this day, I don't know if they were just lazy to change or what, but I think they were lazy, shame. Anyways, they gave me some work excuse, I didn't change, and then first assignment came, okay, fine. This was like a completely new thing, because this first assignment for maths, this is a completely new thing for me, because high school maths and varsity maths, sorry, they see airplane Anyways, varsity maths and high school maths is not the same thing. And I'm doing a BSc in physics, by the way, so it's not the same. I am like, okay, this is not the maths that I expected, and really I didn't want to do this. Like, I did love physics in grade 10, or like, not, I love physics throughout high school, but like the idea of doing physics after high school, I enjoyed it like kancane in grade 11 and like the years before, because I was really interested in astronomy. So I was like, no, let me just pull in the inner astronomy in me and just complete this degree type of thing. And okay, fine, I talked to my mom. I'm like, no, I don't think I'm happy doing what I'm doing, but let's just thug it out. And yeah, and this is before I arrived in Cape Town. And then they say no, I do my first assignment, horrible marks. I don't even remember what did I like. My marks were just horrible, and I was like, yo, from those high marks to this, like, I wasn't happy. And then but I was like, okay, fine, really. We were told about this. I was part of the Gutlanong, what is it called? Hey, I'm going to be so disappointed in me. But anyway, I was part of Gutlanong, and they, like, a lot of people had come and warned us about varsity, what to expect. The varsity is not like high school. We knew, okay, what varsity would, like, as much as we knew, but we didn't know type of thing. I think that's it for me. Anyways, I was like, no, I'll probably adjust to everything in due time. And when I got to Cape Town now, this is like, I think a month later after we opened, because there was the whole COVID thing and it was online classes, but I just wanted to come this side and have everything, like access to everything. So anyways, I was alone. I was supposed to come with my classmate from, not school, but Gutlanong Center, and then I wasn't able to come with her. I think she arrived days after me, because yeah, she arrived days after me. And then when I came, I went to the sponsor offices, and it was just like a whole story. And then, like, fast forward, arrived, got to see my roommate, and I was like, okay, she was the opposite of me actually. She's loud, I'm saying she was as if she's not no longer, but she's a loud, fun, energetic person. I'm not, like, I don't know how to describe the two of us. We just the opposites basically. So anyways, but at that time we just were getting to know each other, and then she introduces me to Kuma, which is my friend now, one of my friends now. And then but at that time we weren't even friends, obviously. I got introduced to her. She was very quiet, and I was like, but I was more interested in getting to know her, because I don't know. And the first conversation we had just awakened something in me. Like, back in high school, I loved politics. Any day, anytime, politics. And that's the expectation I had with varsity, that I'm going to get to voice out that person in me, the politician in me, the feminist in me, the activist in me. And I didn't get to do none of that. So it's like, what is happening? And then so as I was saying, she like, I don't remember which. All I know is that we went to the kitchen to make coffee, and then after that a huge conversation came out of that decision to make coffee basically. And then so we started to get to know each other, but then again we still weren't friends. And then fine, we got to know each other, and I enjoyed her company, yes, and it was just that, nothing more. So weeks later, I'm like, no, I'm not loving my marks, I'm not loving the person that I am becoming. It's just negativity. But when funny enough, what I had noticed at that particular time is that every time Kuma and I used to talk about, not like random stuff, but when we get to speak about politics, feminism, bringing out the activist in me, I used to feel alive at that particular time. And every time, not that we talk about it like every day, But those small times that we get to talk about those things mattered to me, because that, like, it was like fuel for me. So at the time where we were kind of, everyone was stressing, this was before even the semester break. Now I'm feeling, no, I'm in the pits, I'm not okay. I am, my eating schedule is messed up. My hours of sleeping is messed up as well. I'd literally sleep around 4 and wake up around 1, and the day is over before I can even do anything. It was just a mess. And then during that break, that semester break, I remember the way I was off of it. Instead of me actually getting to know people or going out for like something, I just stayed in bed. Nothing motivated me to get up. The only thing, okay, I'm saying not nothing, the only thing I did was wake up, like literally in the morning, I take a shower, make oats or whatever breakfast that I'm having that particular day, and go back to bed. That was literally me. I remember this one time I woke up at that, like it was a week off, so not much time, but I remember this one day, I think after 2 days, Kuma's like, hey boy, I haven't seen you in such a while, because the doors were like this, so you bound to see the next person every day. And I'm like, yeah. And then I look at the time, it's around, I think 7. I'm like, hey boo, last touch, and I haven't even eaten. Nothing is just motivating me to do anything. Keep in mind, no one knows endly what's happening. Like every time they ask me, how's everything, how's school, I'm like, okay, it's okay. There's nothing interesting to say about school, so let me just keep quiet. And then I got to meet Nandi. I don't know when Nandi came. And Naya, it was not like a nice interaction. I don't want to say we were friends at that particular time, because we realized that at that time we weren't really friends. We were just calling each other friends, and we weren't friends. So anyways, I'm like miserable now. I'm not feeling, and then we go back to school, and then everything is just coming to my face, and as in my mental health was messed up. I didn't see, like, everything was just a mess, and the marks were like, yo. Oh, and then I don't know, I think it was Tulu, like I'm saying a classmate, a housemate of mine came to me and said, are you, like, this was weeks before, she was like, are you a writer? I'm like, no, I'm not a writer. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, I was a writer. She's like, oh, I can see that you, like, that's in you. And then she was like, it takes one to know one. And then I laughed about it, and then we moved on. So now I'm coming back to those words. I don't know what made me think about those words at that particular time. And I did think about those words, and it was like, hey, but where did the inner writer go in me? Because, okay, fine, leave the poetry side. I did write poetry, but it like went away in matric because my schedule was just busy in matric, and then I didn't actually have time to actually write poetry or anything like that. So that was it. But the writing part, I knew I was very creative in writing, and it just went away. But anyways, I'm like, hi bo. Then I started to question everything. Hi bo, this is not the Amahle that we both, like, speaking about my younger self, this is not the Amahle that my younger self saw in varsity. I know that, okay, fine, we're gonna get to those what's it, trying to find the right words. Obviously you're not gonna get every single thing that you dreamed about in varsity, but at least give me 50% of what I envisioned varsity to be like. And now I'm like, hey bo, and I look at myself, I'm just not happy. Everything is not okay. And then at that particular time, I was dating someone that was very supportive, and I think he knew that I wasn't okay. Not even I think he knew, because I told him every single thing, but it was always be strong, it's gonna end, don't. I was positive it was okay. I'm definitely in the wrong course, because I hate what I'm doing at that particular time. I was like, I hate what I'm doing. I'm basically depressed. I can see that I'm depressed, because everything that has to do with depression, I'm feeling it. What next? And I'm like, in varsity, I always dreamed about being a politician. This was me not in high school. So everything that had to do with politics, I was in love. But then I got to analyze what are the jobs that lie under EPA in politics, and they weren't something that I had a passion about. So I was like, okay, let me just stick to science. And my mom did advise me to no, say science is the safer option. Don't. Hence, I was in that situation then. And then I'm like, okay, fine. What is similar to not even similar? What do I like? That is what is Amashli type of thing. And now I got to like rediscover myself at that particular time, and I was like, okay, I'm applying for a new course. And then when I did apply for a new course, I messed up my application so badly. Like I applied to Stellenbosch but didn't finish my application. I applied to UCT but didn't finish my application there. I applied to UWC. That UWC was the only, and UKZN. Those two courses, so the only two courses that I finished my application. Now here's the thing in UWC. I didn't. I put the course that I wanted to do. I'll do a separate sit down on it, and probably towards the end of the year when everything is finalized. But let's not get there. But anyway, what I wanted to do was my first option, and then what I wanted to do was my second option, and what I didn't want to do was my first option. And my first option, like when it went, like I put it correctly, but the system reversed it, and I saw that the system changed it, but I didn't. UWC application system, that is, but I didn't correct it. I was like, no, it's fine, but it wasn't fine, because fast forward this year, I'm like, I got accepted for the wrong thing, and they were like, no, why Bunny, now there's no space in what you want to do anymore because you have been accepted for that particular thing. And I'm like, but I put that as my first option, and that's a whole other story, guys. Let me just not. But anyways, I messed up my own application, and then even with the EUKZN, it was good, just that I was afraid of funding corner. Like what it was, I still gonna get funded, and didn't apply for bursaries. So anyways, yeah, so I was stuck. Now towards the end of the year, towards the end of the year, second semester I came back in, when was it? Yeah, second semester I came back, and I was so happy to see Kuma and Nandi. At that particular time, my roommate wasn't there anymore, and so I was so happy to see Kuma and Nandi. It felt refreshing because I went back home, I got the feel that I needed to just go back and say, yes, let's do this, let's finish this year. At that time, I thought, this is the last year doing what I'm doing, and so I just recharged. Then I went back home, when I got here, Kuma, Nandi, and I just connected in such a beautiful way. We got to talk about what bothered us. We got to talk about our sanity, our everything that we got to talk about. Oh, I'm touching here, guys. Like those of you who watch my channel, my nose ring. You guys, I lost it basically. I need to go redo it. Imagine. But anyways, we started to talk about it, and then that's when my cure to mental health, to depression, should I say, came. It was when, and let me give you what, this is what I picked off Google. Obviously you wanna see it, okay, whatever. So mental illness, a wide range of, this is what it says. Mental illness, a wide range of conditions that affect moods, thinking, and behavior. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, fine, you're going crazy or what, but if it affects your mood, your thinking, and your behavior, then you gotta start questioning it, because something ain't right there. And then, the most common types of these mental illnesses are depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, so on and so on and so on. And I think the most common one for varsity students, not that I want to focus on varsity students, but I'm just saying, is depression and anxiety. But on my case, it was depression. Anyways, so we started, like, that was the change of it. I don't know how, I honestly don't know how, but I started to grow spiritually, and I started to grow spiritually. I knew about manifestation and stuff, which contributed a lot to my part up until I think this year. Okay, fine. So I started to grow spiritually. If I tell myself I'm not okay, then I won't be okay. If I wake up and say affirmations every day that I'm okay, that I am this person, then I will be that person. As long as I say, no, I'm not happy, I'm not this, I'm not that, then I will continue to be not that. So anyways, I just continued to like manifest. I did a lot of stuff, but I grew spiritually. And then I downloaded a Bible, because at that time I didn't bring my Bible chain. Did I? No, I did bring chain. My mother made me put it, but I didn't use it the whole of last year. I downloaded a Bible on my phone, and then I started paying attention to the daily scriptures. And to my surprise, Nandi and Kuma were also doing that, but in secret. Like, no one knew what the next person was doing. So then one day we just started to talk about it, and we're like, bro, I'm also doing that, I'm also doing that. And then we started to just talk about everything spiritually, and we all grew spiritually at the same time, if obviously at different paces. I don't know actually, but like I could only talk about my part. And then we started to pray together, we started to read verses together, and we had a lot of questions that only God could answer, basically. And then we started to connect. Suddenly I felt my depression going away. See, that I also feel as if, as much as spirituality helped, friends helped. So that's one thing I'm not going to mention here. I'm going to like try to answer the questions that were sent to me, the comments that were sent on my Instagram, but I'm not going to say this was the question, because I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to incorporate it into the video. But anyways, answering the fact that I'm doing what I said I wouldn't do. Anyways, that was a cure to depression for me. Like, speaking about my problem, getting advice about my problem. And what helped me is spirituality. And I know for a fact that it can help so many other people. If you're near a church, if you're near like, I don't know, I'll tell you what helped me there. So maybe it's not going to be the same thing that will help you, but we move. So anyways, we were like, no, we need to find a church. And the church that we found, and we started praying, I started to feel better. Not that I was loving the course or anything like that, not that I didn't enjoy what I was doing anymore. Not that I started enjoying the course that I was doing, or it wasn't anything to do with my course, but it was everything to do with what I was feeling at that particular time. And then so one night we were like, no guys, we actually need to and then before that I actually fasted, which I knew no knowledge about fasting. I just knew the only thing that will help me to fix my life academically is fasting. And I don't know, I started watching about Sarah, Priscilla, Sarah, I forgot her name, but Priscilla, and I think those were the two that I watched at that particular time, the online pastors. And Michael Todd. So those three got me through everything, basically. And I knew, okay, let me just fast. And I read the scripture, which is some things can only be cured through fasting and praying. Not for praying only, but fasting and praying. So I was like, okay, let me try fasting and see what this fasting has in store for me. And I'm not going to tell you what I fasted for, but my things were ticked. And then one of the things that we were all praying for was to find a church in Cape Town. The church that I go to in Durban, technically I don't go there anymore because, And then Nandi had a church, Kuma had a church, but 90% of the times we were here, not in not in our, we all stay in KZN, so not in KZN. So anyways, we continued to pray about that. We said, no guys, we really want a church. Then as we were walking to Erica Square, from Erica Square to our place, and then this girl turns around and is like, hi, do you want to come to church? And then we looked at each other and smiled, because we just knew that our prayers had been answered at that particular time. We were like, sure, yeah. And we were also scared to look for a church, because we knew I don't know how true this is, but like everyone knows that the biggest satanic church is in Cape Town. So I was like, we were all like, if we end up in that church, like what if? So we just scared to actually look for a church, which was very stupid at that time, but yeah, that's the excuse we had upon us, why we couldn't go to church. And then we found that church, and then tell you every single question I had that particular day was on, okay, maybe not every, some, let me say every, but some didn't go in depth as I wanted the pastor to go. But Pastor told, guys, he literally said everything that he needed to say to us at that particular time. I don't know, every question that I needed to be answered, he answered, and it was just, I felt home. I felt my spirit just calming down. I felt my heart pacing at a regular beat again. Like I didn't have that thing on my shoulder. I left something after that day, because it just helped I don't know, in such a huge way. But like the next, I think 2 weeks from then was the time we were going, but it just revived my spirit in such a fantastic way. And like till this day, that was how I escaped what was seeming as depression, or what was going to depression, and I'm very grateful for that. Also, my mother was a huge factor in curing whatever I started to feel. She was like, I'd rather have you fully stable than I'd rather have you like fully functioning than anything happen to you. At that particular time, I was like, oh, she's just saying that to make me feel better, but I know she'd kill me, dun, 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 dun. But I was like, I was stupid, because she literally meant it, and this year I know how much she meant it, but I'm so grateful. Like she understood, she made me feel better, even when my marks weren't looking cute. She was like, no, it's okay, Jay. If like, I don't know what I'd be without my mother, because she has been literally my fan from day one. I can't even emphasize how grateful I am to God for giving me such a mother, because I know some mothers who would have been like, we are cool, whatever. Anyways, so the signs, maybe you're not feeling well, and maybe you're not feeling well and you're not sure what you're going into. Here are the signs to help you identify whatever, if you truly do have a mental illness, which is long-lasting sadness, extremely high and low moods, excessive fear, worry and anxiety, social withdrawal, dramatic changes in eating or sleeping. And there are much more, obviously, but I'm not going to mention them. Feel free to just Google. And before you, even if you are feeling this, I'm not saying entertain that. One thing we tend to do as people, we entertain feelings that we shouldn't be entertaining. Excuse me. So instead of you entertaining whatever depression or anxiety or I don't know, whatever you're feeling, find help rather than waiting, like digging whatever you're feeling and then sitting, and like the damage is bigger than you can imagine. There's a lot of things that can happen that are wrong. So rather, before you end up there, find help. Read the Bible. That's my advice. Read the Bible. Go to church, y'all. Go to church. Find the right church, because me now personally, I've went to a lot of different churches, and so far this is the best church that I've found, and my new home, if that makes sense. So yeah, like find a church, talk to people. Oh my gosh, I'm not saying talk to a professional. Talk to people, even if it's someone you don't know. Like honestly, even if it's someone you do not know, it's okay, because we are all going through it. Talk to them and then just find comfort. I mean, there are people online that you can talk to, and it's like I've met people who are like that. On Instagram or whatever, they just start talking, and then Or even they be like, bro, you seem like a nice person, and then they tell me their stories of what's child. But I like helping people, and I'm sure now in your life there's someone who you can talk to. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that. As I said, Kumanandi and I weren't friends in first semester because there was like we didn't connect. But in second semester, the way we connected, it's like, I don't know, we started to talk more, and that's the thing. Talk. Find the people that you fit into. Don't settle for circles that you are not comfortable with. I can't emphasize that enough. Or would say, if you feel as if that particular group you are not in, especially in varsity or places like this, if you're away from home, away from people you're used to, don't settle for things that you are not comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with the people that you are sitting around, I can't emphasize that. You'll find better people. And if you haven't found, don't think you would say, no, I've been in varsity for so long and I don't think you are gonna get friends, and friends that are meant for you. Just pray about it, and yeah, I'm sure. Anyways, I hope that I answered every question that was sent to me, and I think I did though. I might not have said specifically, Wuti, this is the question, because I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to put it into the conversation itself. So I really hope that this helped, and all I can say from my side is I prayed and God listened. So now I do pray and I listen to what God has to say for you. And the important thing is not to ignore what God has. Just trust Him, because He will never disappoint you. Also, there are helplines or what I don't know what they call it, counsel Tontoni, that you can talk to. I think for every varsity. Well, I know UWC has one, so you can try that. Talk to a counselor, or I don't know what they call it, honestly. Therapist. Talk to your therapist or whatever. I don't know what they are. Like, I know they are there though. So, and I know also EUCT has it. Other than that, I'm sure they have though. I mean, why not? But anyways, please do like the video, comment, subscribe, and I really hope you enjoy this talk from me. And don't mind the setting. It is very cold. It is very cold, guys. So, bye.